In Shooting an Elephant, Orwell exposes the true nature and hollowness of British imperialism through one of his experience involving the shooting of an elephant in Moulmein in Lower Burma, where he was serving as a subdivisional police officer. He reveals his hatred towards the imperialistic oppression. George Orwell was born in Motihari, Bengal of India, where his father was a civil servant for the British government. So right from his childhood, he had a close look of this British imperialism, how it worked and how the natives felt. As the lesson opens, we find that George Orwell is not pleased with his job of working under the British imperialism. He always felt that imperialism or controlling and manipulating people of other nations was evil. Also, as a member of British administration, he could clearly see the dirty games of the empire, the physical tortures meted on the prisoners locked in stinking animal cages, and the many years they were locked up, the scars on their buttocks flogged by bamboos. All this made George Orwell feel intolerable sense of guilt. I guess he was trying to pretend to be someone he's not, When he's a person of such tender heart, it would be very difficult for him to be a subdivisional police officer. He says that he was young and ill-educated, and also he had to mind his career as a young man. And also, at the same time, not go against his own countrymen, the British. He hated British imperialism, but this does not necessarily mean that he's fond or he loves the natives. Yes, he hated the job of doing violence and subjugating others, but at the same time, he hated the evil-spirited little beasts who tried to make his job impossible. He hated the British Raj. And he equally hated the people he had to control, the Burmans or the Burmese. He also confesses his deepest and darkest secrets that he felt that the greatest joy in the world would be to drive a bayonet or a sharp knife into the Buddhist priest's stomach. Why did he hate these guys so much? This little beast, as he calls them, the Burmese in Moulmein, made the Europeans' life impossible. In small petty kinds of ways, there was a bitter anti-European feeling. They did not have the guts to revolt publicly, of course, but if they saw any European woman in the bazaar, someone would spit Beetlejuice, tamul, on the dresses of the woman. And also when they played football on the ground, some small Burmese tripped him to fall. And the referee, who was another Burman, would look away as if he had not seen. And the crowd yelled in a hideous laughter. So in situations like that, one would feel very angry, revengeful, but still helpless. The Burmese people would sneer and stare at him and would insult when they got, far to a safer place. He says that the young Buddhists were the worst because there would be thousands of young Buddhists in the streets standing and mocking at the Europeans. These things made him and other Europeans feel very perplexed and very upsetting. About the shooting of an elephant, he says that once a tamed elephant had broken its chains and ran off, ravaging and destroying the bazaar. So he sat on his pony with his Winchester rifle, though it was too small to kill an elephant. But he hoped that the noise would scare the animal away. When he reached the destroyed area, he saw the Burmese were terrified of the animal. It had already destroyed someone's heart, killed a cow, destroyed the business of the locals, destroyed the municipal garbage vehicle. They flooded him with information, hoping that he would do something about it. But of course, as we know, he is not very fond of these little evil beasts, so he did not totally believe them. But later on, when he saw the dead body of an Indian coolie trampled by the elephant and the dead body grinning in the mud, he took the matter seriously. That coolie was an Indian, a black Dravidian coolie. George Orwell saw how dangerous this animal was and asked for a rifle with 5 cartridges, a German rifle with crosshair sight. The villagers were thrilled. News came that the elephant was in the paddy field. The whole population ran after him, after George Orwell, hoping to watch him shoot down the elephant. At first, the villagers were terrified of the elephant that destroyed their homes and the places, but now the feelings changed. It was fun for them. Their main intention was to watch the animal being shot and killed. They would eat the meat. George Orwell, on the other hand, had no intention of killing the animal. As we know, he is a very kind-hearted guy, a very tender-hearted man. He only had the intention of, scaring the animal away and to defend himself if it ever attacks. He felt like a fool as he marched towards the paddy field with the rifle over his shoulder and thousands of yellow-faced army behind him. When he saw the elephant, it was peacefully eating and looked no more dangerous than a cow. His heart obviously melted. At first he was angry and he came this far thinking that he would do something about it, and the whole population followed him to see him take some severe action against it. They excitedly watched him, hoping to see him shoot the elephant. At this moment, he felt like a conjurer or a magician ready to do his trick, and the others excitedly watching him. It was at this point that he realized the hollowness and emptiness of the white man's dominion in the East. The whites think that they rule and dominate these people of the East, but the truth was that these whites were just mere puppets pushed into doing things that these yellow-faced natives expected. These whites were just always under the pressure of impressing these natives and forgetting what they really want. He wanted to change his mind and not shoot the elephant, but it was too late. In the first place, he was a sahib, and a sahib should act like a sahib and be confident and determined and be decisive in his action. Also, he sent for a rifle, a German rifle, to kill this elephant. Now it was not about him being angry at the elephant for destroying stuffs, but it was a matter of reputation. If he did not kill it, what will the natives think about him? Thousands of people were watching him, and if he backed down, he would become a laughing stock. Even the other white men would be mocked at because he could not do what he had to do that day. He tried to inquire again and, tried to reason, is it really necessary to kill the elephant? And the Burmans continued with the same complaints that it might look calm now, but if you go near, it will attack. So he had no choice. He had to move in and shoot the elephant. It was paddy field, so the ground was soft mud, and he was not a very good shooter. He was thinking that if he missed his shot and the animal turned to attack, then he would be trampled upon by the gigantic animal like a Todd rolled over by a steamroller. Also, he should not show his fear in front of these natives, these 1,000 yellow faces. He did not want to look like a loser in front of these people. When you ride a bike and you skid and fall and there's nobody watching, then it's no big of a deal. You just get up, pick your bike, and ride away to glory. But if you fall in front of people, many people, thousands of people, the embarrassment would be overwhelming. George Orwell did not want to be chased, caught, and trampled on and turned into a helpless grinning corpse like the Indian up the hill. He thought, they might laugh at my dead body, at my corpse. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Whatever it be, he had to shoot it. He took out the impressive German rifle, but he did not know back then that to kill an elephant, you have to shoot it in the whole of the ear, through the other ear. He shot the animal and it did not attack. It fell down slowly. He shot the animal again and again. The elephant dropped down slowly, blowing his trumpet for the last time and still breathing because it is a big animal. Just doesn't die easily, I guess. He had to shoot the animal several times in several ways, but it just wouldn't die. And after shooting it, he left. The natives came swarming in with their das. Das are knives made by Burmese. They came in with their das and their baskets to collect elephant meat. After that, there was an endless discussion of the shooting of the elephant. The owner was furious but couldn't do anything because he himself was an Indian living in Burma. Besides, it was legal to kill a pet dog or elephant if it became wild and crazy and the owner couldn't control it. Even the Europeans talked about the incident. The older man thought it was the right thing to do, whereas the younger Europeans thought that it was so stupid of him to kill an elephant for killing a coolie, an Indian coolie. According to them, an elephant was worth much more than an Indian coolie. But George Orwell was legally safe because it killed a coolie and he had to shoot it. But the one question that bothered him was that would anyone believe or even understand him if he told them that he actually killed the elephant only not to look like a fool in front of the native Burmese? I'll see you with another lesson in the next video. Thank you.